This video creates the HTML and CSS for the whole width divs in the page layout plan given in task WC05. These divs are easy to create as they inherit the width of the div named container created in the first video in the series. These divs are called menu, information, and footer. To begin, edit the HTML file, replacing the placeholder container with the three divs in the order they appear in the layout plan. Remembering to indent the tags as per the HTML style guide, putting the div name as a placeholder, and as demonstrated in the first video, adding an HTML comment tag next to each end div tag, indicating which div the tag is ending. Use copy and paste to your advantage here. Save this file, as this is all that has to be done here. You'll note that I've returned to single file view mode for the purposes of the video, as the font was too small to read clearly in the first video without zooming in on the text. While the HTML is basically identical, the CSS for each div is slightly different. Let's start by looking closely at the menu div. According to the plan, the total height of the div should be 80 pixels, and the div has a padding of 10 pixels top and bottom, and a margin of 10 pixels above it. Remember, padding is internal spacing, and margins are external spacing. Begin the styles for this div with hash menu and a new pair of curly brackets. So, with the width inherited from its parent object, the div called container, we need to set the height correctly. The padding adds to the overall height of the div, therefore we need to set the height attribute to 20 pixels less than the overall height, that is, to 60 pixels, to account for the padding on the top and the bottom. A comment after the height attribute is a good idea, so that if changes need to be made later, there is less chance of making mistakes. Complete the overall height by adding the padding top and padding bottom attributes. Add the margin top attribute of 10 pixels and a background color that will identify the div when we look at the completed layout. Copy and paste the styles for the menu div and replace the word menu with information. According to the plan, this div has a total height of 240 pixels, 10 pixel padding on all sides, and no margin spaces. The margin space under it appears to be attached to the footer div, and so that's where we will place it. So, delete the margin top attribute and edit the height attribute to be 220 pixels, 20 less than the overall height to account for the 10 pixel padding top and bottom, and edit the padding top attribute by deleting the dash top and removing the padding bottom attribute altogether. And change the background colour. I'll make each div a different colour. Paste the menu div styles again, and this time replace menu with footer. According to the plan, this div has a total height of 120 pixels, 10 pixel padding on all sides, and a 10 pixel margin space above it. So edit the height attribute to be 100 pixels, 20 less than the overall height to account for the 10 pixel padding top and bottom, and edit the padding attributes in the same way as before. Change the background color again, and then save all. The page, when viewed in the browser, should now contain the 3 divs we just entered. The next video will deal with the HTML and CSS for the side-by-side divs, header and logo.